Top 10 NFL QBs 5 to 1 2016 edition. Number 5, Matt Ryan, age 32. Atlanta Falcons QB is on the top 5 of this year, pretty much. We all know what he did this year. We all know. Now, why is he number 5? I'm going to first start out with that argument first of all, and then I'm going to end with all of the statistics and stuff, because I don't really, honestly, I'm not giving him a lack of credit. I really am not. I'm really not. It just, the people that are 4, 3, 2, 1 have all won a Super Bowl. They've all won playoff games. You know, for the most part, have been successful in the playoffs. Yes, they've lost, of course, but they've been able to win Super Bowls, you know, and they've been able to win awards, and they have impacted the game in their own right. Matt Ryan has definitely impacted the game. I'm no doubt about that. It's just, first of all, while being in the playoffs as a rookie in '08, all right, I give him that. He lost to a really good Arizona Cardinals team. That's okay. He went back in 2010. Again, lost there. Okay. 2011. We all know Green Bay. They beat him there. Okay. 2012, sorry. NFC Championship at their building. I expect he's going to make it. He's going to get to the Super Bowl. What happens? Well, 49ers win. 2016 rolls around. What do they get? They get all the way to the Super Bowl. I'm like, all right, finally. Matt Ryan's in the Super Bowl. Cool. And I'm not saying he did terrible. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not saying he was terrible. He really wasn't at all this postseason. Just the fact that, first of all, some lucky breaks there for New England. Tom Brady, his greatness came out as fire. The Pats genius when they had to. Bill Belichick and all them, their play calls. I get it. Their defense of Atlanta was kind of suffering, and they got a little too cocky. But also, if you're Matt Ryan, you know, if you're stepping up there and you're 31 years of age and you won the NFL MVP, I definitely expect a little bit more assertiveness. And you know, I know he tried and he didn't get picked off. So you know, obviously it wasn't. You know, I'm not saying it's all his fault. It's just in big moments you have to step up, and Matt Ryan has yet to really kind of break through on that. So that's why he's number 5 for first and foremost. But I think he's a terrific player. I'm not giving, excuse me, sorry, I'm not giving him anything negative to say about him. He just needs to work on, for a guy that's named Matty Ice, he just needs to work on being more of a Matty Ice kind of guy in the playoffs, and just you know, if you have a 20, what did they have, like a 25-point lead, close it out, you know, make those key throws. I get it. Your other half of the team just started letting Brady do what Brady does best, you know. But at the same time, you know, you just gotta, when you become a Super Bowl champion, is really, it really turns the table on how, where you are in the discussion of a player, of a quarterback. It's one of the most important things is, did you get a Super Bowl? Did you win it? Like, did you get there and did you win it? It's a very big thing. You can get there as many times as you want. If you never win it, it's hard to debate on whether you're the best, honestly, you know? So, and that's my honest opinion. It's a big portion of it. It's not the entire thing, you know? But Matt Ryan needs to learn with that. He needs to just learn about that. Anyway, I know he will. Yeah, I believe in him. I have faith. Anyway, Matt Ryan this year. You're looking at 16 games he played. Led him to an 11-5 record. 373 completions out of 534 attempts. 69.9 completion percentage. 4,944 yards. 38 touchdowns. 7 interceptions. His longest pass was 76 yards. His average passing yards per game was 309 yards. Had a 117.1 rating and an 83.3 QBR. 37 sacks this man had to deal with. He gave him one fourth quarter comeback and 2 game-winning drives during the regular season. In the postseason, he went 2-1, 70 completions out of 98 attempts, 71.4 completion percentage, 1,014 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. His longest pass, 73 yards. His average yard per game was 338. He also had 8 sacks and didn't get any fourth quarter game-winning drive. But that in itself should explain to you what he was for this team. Now, rushing-wise, he also had 35 carries for 117 rushing yards. No touchdowns, but still, not bad. In the playoffs, he had 6 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. So, you'll see what happens there. Also, 2 fumbles. 4 fumbles in the regular season and 2 in the postseason. What happened this year? Well, I can tell you this year is a big year for him. First of all, he won the 2016 MVP. He won the 2016 Offensive Player of the Year. He won the Burt Bell Award. He got himself a Pro Bowl. He's a first-team All-Pro. His first time being up there. I mean, he was first in average yards per pass attempt. He was first in average yards per pass attempt. And adjustment yards per pass attempt, sorry. Also net yards per pass attempt. He was first there. Overall, though, he had a dynamite season. And I think Matty Ice will be back. I think he'll be back definitely for another Super Bowl. And I hope he wins it. Because I think he deserves that. I think he deserves that credit. I think Atlanta deserves that. I think Atlanta deserves a championship. Atlanta Hawks sure are, they were super close a few years back, 2 years or so. Couldn't get there. Okay. Got annihilated by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Atlanta Thrashers are gone. Falcons, it's the football town. Atlanta wants it. Atlanta's going to get it. At some point, they will win a title. I have faith in that, But until then, Matt Ryan is definitely one of the best QBs in the game. He really is. He really is. We're looking at a special talent. We're looking at a Hall of Famer, pretty much. But until I see that resume for him, we won't get a clear answer. And again, he's got a 2-year, $41.5 million contract. So in those 2 years, maybe he will get a Super Bowl for this city, and he'll go a lot higher. Number 4, Russell Wilson, age 28. I don't know. Maybe some of you are going to say, why would you put him there? Is it because you live in Seattle? Do you not want to get beat up or something? Like, what's going on? Obviously, I don't really give a fuck about that. It doesn't have to do anything with that at all. I don't even know why I brought that up. I assume people think, those kinds of things. I assume people that are very, very passionate football fans, very passionate sports fans are going to overreact different ways. Some will be like, I can see where he's going, but he's got to have to explain it to me a little more. Some of them is going to be like, you're an idiot. Why would you put him ahead of Matt Ryan? I get it. Russell Wilson was in the Super Bowl. Who was? Matt Ryan. Who won the MVP? Matt Ryan. I get that. He had a better year this year. Matt Ryan did. Of course he did. That's why he's the MVP. But that doesn't diminish what both of those careers are. Matt Ryan's career, he's been able to be clutch when he can in the regular season, and he's a fantastic quarterback in terms of just his mechanics and everything. He's gonna get those yards. He's gonna he's gonna gun him down. When he needs to run, he's gonna run. I get that. I really do. I really appreciate Matt Ryan. I just know that people don't understand how exactly special this Russell Wilson guy is, though. Not to the Seattle area, but also to the entire National Football League. First of all, Seattle's very lucky to have him. I hope they appreciate him enough out here. I hope they do. I know they do. The pride out here is fantastic. And they love their Seahawks, And they should love Russell Wilson. They do. And they should. Just look at him. He's not even 6 feet. The dude's running like he gets rushing yards, He's accumulated some pretty good rushing yards over the regular season. He's able to move his legs. He's able to get out of the pocket. He's able to throw it. we're like, all right, he had Marshawn, so obviously that was more of an ease. He had the defense. How about the fact that Cam Chancellor, Earl, those kind of dudes, they were injured at some points, and Russell Wilson stepped up. He actually made Doug Baldwin look like just a superhuman freak. Doug Baldwin is literally one of the top receivers in the game right now. He's at the top of his game because Doug Baldwin has made Russell Wilson better, but Russell Wilson's also made Doug Baldwin better because his work ethic is amazing. That guy's training is insane. He trains all the time to get better and better and better. You think that guy doesn't want a Super Bowl? That guy wants a Super Bowl more than anyone right now. He knows he hasn't gone to Super Bowls in pretty much 4 years. Like, what does he want? He wants a Super Bowl right now. Like, he wants to win. Let's just point that out right now, is that he wants to win a Super Bowl. I don't doubt the Seattle Seahawks are winning a Super Bowl next year. I still think their chances are pretty damn high. I don't think at all one damn thing about them not winning it. I think they have a great chance. They just need to be healthy. You know, I need to see another Legion of Boom performance. I understand. I feel like losing Maxwell, those kind of guys, was kind of been a little bit punch in the gut, but that doesn't matter. Yes, they're getting older. That doesn't matter. They're still in their 20s. They still can perform. I still have a lot of faith in this team. Anyway, enough of this team, enough of this whole thing. I have faith in this guy, because this guy has put in the most work. So, why is he number 4? The top reason is the exact same reason. He puts a lot more work in, which is why his record is a lot better in the postseason, which is why he's been able to win a Super Bowl, which is why he's been able to really be an underrated person. Well, he gets a lot of numbers, and he gets it done, you know, and he's actually clutch. People don't think he's clutch. He's actually super clutch. And let's just take a look at these numbers, though. He hasn't missed a game or a start in the NFL yet, so 16 games. He guided them to a 10-5-1 record. He hasn't had a losing season record. That's another thing in the Seattle, since he's been a part of the Seahawks. Anyway, 353 completions out of 546 attempts, 64.7 completion percentage, 4,219 yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 59 his longest pass, yards per game 263.7, 92.6 rating, and a 63.2 QBR, 41 sacks because this line is not great at all. So, and he's getting beat up. He's still putting up these numbers. 4 fourth quarter comebacks and 3 game-winning drives. In the playoffs this year, 1-1, 40 completions out of 60 attempts, 66.7 completion percentage, 449 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, longest pass 42, yards per game 224.5, his rating was 97.2, got sacked 6 times, and then rushing, 72 carries, 259 rushing yards, and a touchdown, along with getting 2 receptions, 14 yards for a touchdown, 8 fumbles though, and then the playoffs having those 9 carries, 46 yards, and not fumbling at all. And again, like I said, he's been able to win that, multiple. Didn't get to the Pro Bowl at all this year. Didn't have any major awards at all. Was actually first in sack yards lost, so that's not great. But that just shows that he gets beaten. Cam Newton gets beaten up when he says yes, but so does Russell Wilson, and he's still performing. Matt Ryan gets beaten up, he still performs. So, getting beaten up, getting sacked, I understand, but it's part of the game. You need to adjust yourself. The greats do it, and Russell Wilson is a great. So I enjoy him very much. So he deserves to be number 4 right now. We'll see how they do in their future. So number 3, Drew Brees, age 38. I'm gonna put him high up in here because he's got a team that unfortunately he's not going to get back to the Super Bowl. His 1 Super Bowl will be enough. Depending on what happens here throughout it, he may end up signing with a contending team, and he may win a Super Bowl for sure if he stays to where he, I haven't seen him ever talk about retirement after this year. His contract is 1 year, $24.25 million, so we don't know if New Orleans is going to re-sign him or they're going to draft someone new and he's going to get to a contender. That's why I say I don't, I don't know if he's going to win another one. Just not in New Orleans. They don't have a team enough to be put together to really win right now. But that's why Drew Brees is so great. That's why Drew Brees is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. That's why he is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's super close to Peyton's records in touchdowns and in yards. Before we even move on to Drew Brees, I wanted to let you know Russell Wilson. I didn't actually really have his contract there. His contract is 3 years, $65.7 million, in case anyone was wondering. But this is not Russell Wilson's segment. This is Drew Brees' segment. So let's go right back to him. Drew Brees is a fantastic QB, and he's high up here because he works with nothing and turns it into something great. It's a big reason Brandon Cooks is signed. Why is Brandon Cooks signed? Brandon Cooks signed because Drew Brees made Brandon Cooks look great. Of course, Brandon Cooks did his own thing. You know, he's talented. He's a young player. He deserves to be on this list, no doubt. Like, he deserves to be on that free agency list, and he deserves to be valuable, and he's going right back to another valuable guy in Tom Brady. So Brandon Cooks will be fine career-wise right now. But Drew Brees really made these kind of guys just great, and he's, you know, my favorite target to see was usually him and Marcus Colston. When he threw it to Marcus Colston, oof, that was a great tandem to watch. It wasn't like a Peyton Marvin, but it was pretty damn close for me just to watch. Like, whoa, wow, they're connecting on so many levels. Like, they're able to, you know, and it was just a great year for them in 09 to win that Super Bowl against the Colts. Drew Brees just, you know, he deserved that one. And it's sad that he might not get another one, but you know, you never know. Overall, though, Drew Brees, the thing is, he always throws for more than 5,000 yards, and that's the thing that's very impressive. I mean, the guy is 6,000 yards away from pretty much breaking Peyton's record in terms of passing yards. Can he do it? I think so. I believe so. He has the ability to. I don't know if he's going to stay, but he has the ability to. He's a dangerous guy. And let's just take a look at how dangerous he really is. First of all, his story is amazing because it's a guy that played in San Diego and looked like his career could have possibly been over, but it wasn't. He got signed with the Saints, and end of the story. He became just elite after elite after elite, just continuously. And you see this past year, you're looking at 16 games he started, 7-9 record, 471 completions out of 673 attempts, had a 70 completion percentage, 5,208 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, 15 picks. His longest pass was 98 yards. His average game was 325.5 yards, had a 101.7 rating and a 72 QBR, got sacked 27 times, had 2 fourth-quarter comebacks and 4 game-winning drives. And on the rushing side of the stats, he had 23 carries for 20 yards, had 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, or 5 fumbles. Didn't have any receptions at all. Again, hasn't been in the playoffs since 2013, so that's why they really have not had that success, unfortunately. He did recover 1 fumble out of his 5. But overall, I mean, you just look at what he's been able to do. Again, a Pro Bowler for this year, and you know, he was first in pass attempts. He was also first in passes completed, first in passing yards. He was also first for the longest pass that he had, first in passing yards per game this year. He also got first in pass attempts per game. He also got passes completed per game. He got first in that category, and he got first in total offense. But I mean, you see what he's able to do, and it's just impressive, man. It's impressive. He works with nothing, but makes nothing out of something. You know, he makes it great, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer. That's why he's one of the best in the league. That's why he will continue to be the best if he produces this way. It's just, You know, he works magic, man. He still, they have an elite offense. They just can't get to the playoffs. And we'll see on this last year. Will this be his last year, or will he continue to play? We'll have to see. But right now, he's the third best quarterback in the league, and that's impressive for a 38-year-old. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers, age 33. Of course, we're going to have Aaron Rodgers in this debate. He's a bad man. You know, Stephen A. has it right on the dot. He's a bad man. That guy is a gunslinger. That guy is... the way he throws the football, man. Like, I don't think you guys really understand. Like, his arm, he has a cannon. That guy has a cannon. That guy literally throws 67-yard bombs like it's nothing. He'd be throwing Hail Marys like, well, it's the most pivotal part of the game. I just gotta have my Aaron Rodgers charm belt, you know, ready to do it, you know. Discount double check, you know, like, oh, I'm ready. All right, cool. 70 yards, cool. Flip it there, boom, we won the game, cool. Still in the playoffs. Like, he's able to get these Packers to really just, you know, it's an exciting player to watch. Like, you actually want to, like, when he's there actually trying to, you know, put on a drive, you want to sit down and just wait, because something's gonna happen, something magical is gonna happen, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna literally, like, make your day, you know, when you go see this guy. Aaron Rodgers is right now, like, he shouldn't be 2. It literally should be 1A and 1B, and you can already guess who number 1 is for me. I'm pretty sure, but he should be like 1B right now. He should be like tied up in there, because Aaron Rodgers is amazing. He's something else, though. And I think he gets really underappreciated because, well, sure, he's won Super Bowl. So, you know, he's still a phenomenal, and you still got to prepare for this guy like nothing else. Like, really, you need to know how you're going to try to stop him, because he's very good at running as well. He's an elusive guy, so he's able to create, and it's just amazing to see how Brett Favre's backup turned into a Green Bay legend, and not possible, but very much likely a Hall of Famer. It's just that I can definitely see that. You know, he already, when he got the starting job in 2008 at 25, like, he exploded already. Like, we already knew. Now, let's take a look at his contract. He's got 3 years, $66 million left, which means he will be on his way either out or in his final year as a Packer, maybe his final 2 years, but he'll be there till he's 36, 37. So that's, you know, right now it's a pretty good career for him. I expect him to get over 60,000 passing yards in my book, just because I feel like he's got the ability to have more 4,000 passing yard seasons in him. Let's take a look at what he's been able to do. Again, 16 games played led him to a 10-6 record. Packers, you all know, went to the NFC Championship this year. Went to Dallas and beat down on a Dallas team that everyone thought. I kind of pictured Aaron Rodgers having this kind of moment where he wasn't going to let that happen, and he didn't let it happen. Dallas is definitely not his kryptonite, I can tell you that. I think Dallas' kryptonite is Aaron Rodgers for sure. 401 completions out of 610 attempts, 65.7 completion percentage, 4,428 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, along with an average yard game of 276.8, had a 104.2 rating, a 76.9 QBR, got sacked 35 times, and led him to 3 game-winning drives during the regular season. And like I said, playoff passing, 2-1 record, 80 completions out of 128 attempts, 62.5 completion percentage, 1,004 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, longest pass 42, average yard per game 334.7 yards, 103.8 rating, 10 sacks. He had a game-winning drive. That was the Dallas one. rushing and receiving. I mean, he only did the rushing. Again, he had 8 fumbles, and he had 67 carries for 369 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an average yard gain of 23.1. And in the playoffs, he had 8 carries for 62 yards, so he was able to do that. No fumbles there. And, you just kind of look at his fumbles, but he got a fumble recovery from him, so that's pretty good. But no, he's easily, he deserves it. Pro Bowler of this year, was definitely on the ballot to, be the MVP. Got first in passing touchdowns for this year, and pretty much that's all. But again, he was the MVP at one point. He was a Super Bowl MVP. He's 2-time MVP. So Aaron Rodgers deserves respect. He deserves to be on this list, and Green Bay has a very good chance of definitely getting to the playoffs, getting into the Super Bowl. They are another team that can definitely make that leap. We'll just have to see. But with Aaron Rodgers there, that's a very high chance. They're always going to be a contender because Aaron Rodgers is a star, and he is the second best quarterback in the NFL. Which leads us to, who's number 1? I wonder. And number 1, Tom Brady, age 39. Tom Brady has proven himself for years why he is the best thing that these Patriots could have done by drafting him, why he was the best QB and arguably the best quarterback of all time, which I have to definitely update my top 10 NFL QBs of all time. It's been a while. Also, I've researched everything, and I know that I based it a lot on stats, to be quite honest with you, and not true passion of everything surrounding me. Because right now, to this day, Peyton Manning is definitely not better than Tom Brady. Regular season-wise, yes. I'd say Peyton Manning would definitely be up there. Obviously, he's definitely up there, obviously. He's a great legend. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. First ballot, no doubt. He's the greatest regular season guy. He really is. If I were to go postseason, if I have to go with a depth chart, I would put Joe Montana and Tom Brady on the list, but I would have Brady in the most clutch situation. Joe Montana was able to prove it for sure. He's clutch. I just think Tom Brady is just the best quarterback of all time right now, but that's a discussion for another time. But let's just take a look at his greatness. It's just, first of all, he got he got suspended 4 games for Deflategate. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Has he been convicted of cheating before? Yeah, he has. I don't know if it's due to jealousy because they're just really good and they just get it done and they just win a lot and he's just good at his job, or if it's actually true. I will never know, so I can never judge until I was actually in that room with Brady to be like, oh, cool, yeah, deflate these balls so I can have it easier. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't judge. My entire opinion on the entire matter and everything that they've been criticized for, I have no idea. The only people that know is him, Belichick, any of those guys that were around them. I don't know. I wasn't a part of that entire thing, so I don't know. All I've seen is statistic after statistic of him throwing a lot of touchdown passes and not many interceptions and getting a lot of yardage and winning a lot of games and leading his team to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. So that's the only thing I got. So let's just first take a look. It's his first time since 2009 that he hasn't actually started all 16 games. So he started 12, and in that span, he led him to an 11-1 record. 291 attempts or completions out of 432 attempts. He had a 67.4 completion percentage. 3,554 yards. 28 touchdowns. Only 2 interceptions. His longest pass was 79. His average yard per game, 296.2 passing yards. Had a 112.2 rating and 83 QBR. Got sacked 15 times. He had 2 fourth-quarter comebacks and 2 game-winning drives. And passing-wise, again, 3-0. Had a 93 completion percentage, 93 out of 142 attempts. Had a 65.5 completion percentage. Had 1,137 yards. Had 7 touchdowns. Had 3 interceptions. His longest pass was 48 yards. His average yard gain was 379 yards a game, 97.7 rating, with 9 sacks. But he had a fourth-quarter comeback and a game-winning drive. Of course, Super Bowl 51. And rushing-wise, again, 28 rushes, 64 yards. Had 5 fumbles. In the playoffs, again, 9 rushes, 13 yards. No fumbles on there. And he was able to recover 4 of his fumbles, which is really nice. And you just look at a Pro Bowler. You can go up and down the list, but Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl champion. Again, winning. I don't even know how many Super Bowls he's won. He's won what? I'm pretty sure he's won like 5 now. Yeah. Pretty much in terms of record-wise, nothing really that he was, on this list for. But I mean, there's nothing more I can say. Just look at the Super Bowl 51 film. You'll literally see what I'm talking about when I say he's a legend. I mean, they were down 28-3. They're like, oh, this is nothing they've seen before. Tom Brady has seen everything. The day, literally the time when they said that, I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about at all. Like, Mohamed Sanu was, and over there, Gabriel, he's like, nah, dude, Brady's been through it. It's Tom Brady. That's that's literally the respect that he's given, because he's a legend. Like, you can't give up on when you have that kind of player out there. He's that impactful to the league. He's that impactful to players, to the point where they're like, yeah, that's Tom Brady though. We're not done yet. And you know what? They weren't done yet, and they won the Super Bowl in overtime. They forced overtime and won it. James White run, and Brady is now, 5-time Super Bowl champion. Like a 4-time Super Bowl MVP. Keeps racking up yards, keeps racking up numbers, and he continuously becomes a legend. So yes, does he deserve to be on this list? Of course. Does he deserve to be number 1? As of right now, yes, because he won it all. He's literally broken records, and for a guy who was suspended 4 games, he came back and has only thrown 2 interceptions. That's impressive, along with having that postseason record of 25 wins and only 9 losses. That's also impressive. He barely loses in the playoffs. Like, he's clutch. And at 39, yeah, I can see him play like 4 more years, to be quite honest with you, at this kind of level, if he continues it, we'll see. I just, I got a lot of faith on this guy. But I do think Aaron Rodgers will officially be number 1 eventually. So I do see a downgrade very, very soon on Brady, but still one of the best all time, if not the best. That's a topic for another day.